Sure, there are so many Chinese car brands coming into this country at the moment that it's actually kind of hard to keep up. I must be honest. I've been in from the Beijing X55, now I'm in a Proton, Cherry, Haval, they all just coming at me. Do you know? And I'm going to keep my wits about me so that I don't confuse things, because I can do that quite easily. I think, we know, I'm talking about a car, but I'm driving something else. Happens, you know? But isn't it cool though? Because not so long ago, we would have not even noticed that they were here. Because to be fair, and I'm going to be very frank, Chinese cars were pretty shit. They just didn't stand up against any of the rivals. And yeah, they just weren't up to scratch. But I'm so glad that has changed, because they're coming in hot, let me tell you. So they've really now upped their game, and Proton is also jumping on that bandwagon. We haven't seen them here for about 10 years or so. But they've come into the market now with two models, the X50 and the X70. I am in the X70. Now, this X70, the X50 looks super cool, okay? But the X70 launched in 2018. So it's kind of old. And you can see that it is. Do you know? It looks it. Shame. It's sort of it's not the best looker in the pack. But the decals, that doesn't come with it, by the way. That's just because this is a dealer car. So please ignore the decals, okay? They're normally just plain. So this guy competes with Kia Sportage, VW Tiguan, Toyota RAV4, Chery Tiggo 7 Pro, and so it's super spacious, lovely family car. But why I say it's outdated, look at the new Kia Sportage and then look at this. Do you mean whoa? Look at even the Beijing X55, X55 is it X50, X55 with this X70. See why I'm confused? Anyways, yeah, it just needs an update, which it will have, obviously, and new generation or whatever. But for now, it's not standing out from the crowd. The interior, I think, has actually upheld itself pretty well, considering. So you can see that this is from an older time. Sounds like I'm speaking about the years of yore. The screen is a bit small, but finicky. But I love that it still has all the buttons. I love that the climate control or the aircon and everything is operated via actual buttons. Because let me tell you, in the Beijing X55, it's all on screen, and so you sit there freaking, you are melting in the car, but you have to wait for the screen to load, which takes an age. And only then can you go, through screen. Oh, now I'm at my climate control. Now I can put the aircon on. By then, my makeup is sitting on my tip. Okay? And that's not good enough. So I'm very happy that this has buttons, and I hope they keep that in the next generation. So it does have a few quirks, a little bit of some things that are just annoying. So the screen it's outdated. And it's very over-simplistic. So one of the things it does is every time it goes over 110 kilometers per hour, it pings at you. So it's doo, 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 doo. I'm shut up! And I have tried everything but just about sell my soul to try and figure out how to turn this off. And I can't. I've gone into the settings on here. This, if you want the settings on here, you've got to press something here. It then changes this to the controls on there. Oh, it's hella confusing, and I can't figure it out. I've tried manuals. I have phoned Dave Taylor from Cars.coza. I have phoned everybody. Phone a friend. Read a manual. Google it. Okay, I didn't Google it. I didn't have time. But I shouldn't have to do that. Do you know what I mean? So that's a bit frustrating. But anyway. Okay, guys, when you're going up to a robot, it's green, don't slow down to the point that you wait for it to go orange and then red, you tool bag. Get through the robot. I get it, slow down to check because you don't want to, someone going through a red robot. I get that. Well, someone's just whipped out a trumpet thing. By the way, I got a DM the other day on my Instagram from a dad who's asked me to send a shout out to Henry, his son in the UK, which I think is pretty cool. Hi Henry, what's your vibe? Do you like cars? I assume you do, seeing as you watch my videos. But I love you because you are watching my videos. So I hope you guys are having a lovely time in the UK. So they're obviously the different trim levels. I'm in the standard one, so it's got like the cloth seats and everything. Do you know that I actually thought I was in like sort of one of the top of the like range models, because it feels like that, which then makes me very happy. But I also love a cloth seat. Have I just left this up the whole time? What an idiot. Yeah, so I quite like cloth seats. I think that makes a difference for me. Other people might want the leather and all that jazz, because once you go up, then you get the sunroofs and the you know, well, not many roofs, just the one sunroof. But I don't know, I think this like has enough, sort of, except, you know, it doesn't have all the other little things that the later models have, so bear that in mind as well. What it does have, guys, is an air purification system. You press this little broom, which I thought was like a little witch broom or whatever, and it cleans the air. 4.4 megabytes freed. I don't know what any of that means. I'm sure that's just a gimmick. But anyways, it's quite fun to do. I keep doing it. So it keeps like going, okay, cool, I've cleaned it. Now, 0K. It's like I've done it already. So the engine is a 1.5 litre 3-cylinder turbo petrol, mated to a 7-speed dual clutch transmission. You get 130 kilowatts of power and 255 newton meters of torque. Very refined engine, actually. The only thing is, okay, I can't hear it now, but every now and again it has like a bit of a sewing machine vibe going on. Like, sort of now if I've driven for a while, then it's almost like it's tired, and it's like, meh. I don't think most people would notice that. I have a huge issue with sounds, so that's sort of my problem. And look, NVH levels are very impressive. It's just a beautifully comfortable, really quiet cabin most of the time. So quite lovely to drive sort of in. Now, the big problem, and like I've said this with all Chinese cars at this point, it seems to be the common thread. The fuel consumption. Let me tell you. So I have managed to, with hard work, because I'm not great with this, we know my heavy foot, I've managed to get it down to 9.3 litres per 100 Ks. It was at 9.9. So, okay, here's the thing. One full tank, I get a full tank on a test car, right? And I have the car for a week. It's very seldom that I have to fill up a car. I don't do a lot of driving or whatever, but I'll do like 100 Ks here, maybe 50 Ks here, but most of the time not. But guys, I'm gonna have to fill this tank up, I think. But bummed about that, actually. Did anybody else think that this song was ready to rock you, not radioactive? I'm waking up to ash and dust. This is it, the apocalypse. Whoa. So the range is between sort of 530 and 640,000 rand for the top of the range one of these. I think it's priced okay. I think it's just not going to topple any of its rivals at this point. It's sort of like the next generation. I'm excited for that to come, because I think if it's priced well and feels more modern and everything, then, you know, we're going to see it taking on like a Kia Sportage or a Tiguan, like whatever. So it's heading in the right direction, but it's just not up to scratch where the others are at this point. And even the other Chinese brands, like, it's just not up there yet. And I don't think, I know actually I wouldn't recommend this yet to anybody. I wouldn't want to drive it every day, and then I know, but I'm still very excited for where we're at with it. Yay. Welcome to the new age.